Shadow Generations is the best Sonic game I've ever played. The new skills that Shadow provides, some of the best in the entire series. But there's something I've noticed. Most, if not all, of these Doom abilities cause Shadow a lot of pain. And how could I ever do that to him? He's the boy. So I set out with the mission. Can you beat Shadow Generations without the Doom powers? Any purposeful use of the Doom powers is banned, providing us with as basic of a Shadow as we can get. If we do end up using them, the levels will be ranked by total uses, with S being 0, going down until E being 5+. With the rules set, let us begin. We start with Space Colony Act 1. As the first level, Shadow is yet to obtain any Doom powers. This provides us with Shadow's basic abilities, though, like I said, Act 1 doesn't give us any Doom powers, so it's literally impossible to break our rules. Space Colony Arc Act 1 is S-ranked. Act 2, on the other hand, has this instance where we are automatically given the Doom Wing power. It basically acts as a super form, with your mid-air boost being replaced by a glide. Originally, I was just going to go ahead without using the glide, but I realized the ring count was going down. I don't know why I thought we had unlimited time, but either way, we can just wait until the wings are gone, allowing us to S-rank Act 2. Once we exit the colony, we are sent to Whitespace, this game's hub world, but we can continue. There's the Movie Pack DLC that we can tackle immediately after Act 1. Because we still have no Doom powers, Tokyo is another S rank. However, that's where our challenge comes to an end. This wall requires us to gain and use Doom Spear, an upgraded Chaos Spear. With this required tutorial, we can say that you can't beat Shadow Gens without the Doom powers. But what kind of coward would I be if I stopped here? From now on, this is a minimalist run, and since we can't do the story anyway, we'll count hub uses and level uses separately, showing if we can beat the stages with no uses. Adding 1 to our hub counter, we continue until we reach another big ass door. Add another. After these Doom doors, we can finally reach the next level, Rail Canyon. This level basically shows how I look at Doom Spear. If you tap the spear button, it will still only fire 1, but if you hold the button, up to 5 targets will be locked on. When you release, you fire. As long as you tap the button, you can still use Chaos Spear, still allowing us to stun enemies and activate switches. Though, even if you do count the spear, we can still make it to the end with an S rank. Act 2 is similar, as any enemy that needs a spear can be boost past, earning us another S rank. After Rail Canyon, we unlocked our next banned ability, Doom Blast. This attack flings a target upwards, allowing us to launch them in an aimed direction. As with the spear, we are locked in a mandatory tutorial, adding another use to our hub count. Once we reach the boss portal, we are tasked with earning keys from these challenges. Out of the 6 challenges we have access to, the only problem challenge is Rail Canyon Act 1's Chaos Spear challenge. This one requires us to hit 25 targets in a time limit. Using simple taps though, we can clear this challenge easily. And though I don't have it in the script and I haven't tested it, there might be some footage of it on screen. You can pop the balloons with your body, so I don't know if that counts. I don't know if you can do it in the time limit. Maybe. There's a little fun bit of homework for you guys to test out. Anyway, every other challenge is about platforming or defeating enemies, which allows us to clear every challenge in the Arc, Rail Canyon, and, despite being optional, Tokyo. However, there's no easy method to reach the boss portal without another Doom Blast use, so we add one to the counter. Once we make it to the boss room, we encounter the ultimate prototype, the Bio-Lizard. After dodging some attacks and aiming for the Bio-Lizard's core, we do a flurry of attacks to damage it. While this looks similar to Doom Blast, I would argue this is not that. Shadow is a super fast hedgehog powered by the force of chaos. Are you gonna tell me he can't blitz a bitch? Doom Blast involves you launching an opponent upwards and then flinging them to teleport. Shadow is not flinging the Bio-Lizard. That is not Doom Blast, that is a flurry of punches and kicks, which Shadow already proved he can do back in Space Colony Act 1. After attacking the core, the Bio-Lizard grows mutated arms. Once we target them with another blitz, we can head back up to his core to send him into Phase 3. While on the wall, he sends out orbs that we can Chaos Spear, and while we took some damage as we can't attack them fast enough, we are able to blitz the attack using Chaos Control, finishing off the prototype with an S rank. After the Bio-Lizard, we are sent to our next required tutorial, being Doom Surf. This turns any body of water from an instant death plane to an instant addition to our counter. Unfortunately, we learn the extension of this in Kingdom Valley. This first section, despite what I just said, does little to affect us, but this one is impossible to avoid. Surrounded by water, our only choice is to use Doom Surf in our first stage use. The counter is only affected when we activate Surf. As long as this creature is still below Shadow, it will count as one singular use. And we show this by using the ramp instead of touching land. If we touch the land, the creature dissipates, and we would need to hit the next body of water immediately. With the ramp, the two uses become one. After that water section, we are led to this building, which will only open the door when all enemies are killed. This includes a Black Armed Soldier, which are launched on death by Doom Blast. Similar to Chaos Spear, if we tap the homing attack button instead of holding or mashing it, we can eventually kill the soldier, allowing us to pass. Which leads us to another water section, yay! After some more on-foot running, we are led to our third water section. Fun, I was gonna say fun. Thankfully, the rest of the level provides no more uses, giving Kingdom Valley Act 1 our first C rank. Similar to Act 1, Act 2 has Doom Blast sections that can be easily skipped, earning us another S rank. After Kingdom Valley, we immediately head to the level of my favorite music, Sunset Heights. After the first section provides a little challenge, we are led to this room with another Black Armed Soldier. Thankfully, as with the Kingdom Valley door, a pulley will appear once he's defeated. After wasting 10 more hits on this Black Armed Soldier, we reach the end of Sunset Heights Act 1 with an S rank. Act 2, on the other hand, provides us with some challenge, having multiple water streams that we can't interact with at all. This first one can be avoided using this falling platform, allowing us to take a path that is both safer, yet with more risk. After using Chaos Spear on these springboards, we are flung into our next water section. However, we were flung onto a spot of land, one that we can boost off of to reach this spring. After the checkpoint, we see a bigger water flow, one where we can't just boost our way past. Thankfully, there's this floating platform with an egg pond. By using momentum from a grounded boost into a double jump and then an air boost, we can lock onto said egg pond and reach the platform. After running past some death egg robots, we are sent falling into water. Some nearby buzz bombers allow us to homing chain out of the dangerous situation, allowing us to continue. After reaching the sewers in the background path, we are met with a spring launching us towards water. Just like before, there are some platforms we can boost to. Once we make it here, do not use the zip line. This will send us straight into water. Instead, air boost over it. From my testing, we can't make it to this platform, but this water section has a little lip where we can stand. By using a precise jump, double jump, and air boost, we can hit the spring towards the platforms before we hit the water. This leads us to a new checkpoint, and the larger body of water. Oh my god, these sewers suck. This larger body of water could not be crossed with my testing, adding another stage use. This leads to another body of water. Thankfully, this one could be crossed with an air boost. After boosting over one final body, we are sent directly into this channel, adding our final surf to the counter. After running past a Death Egg robot, we clear Act 2 with a B rank. After Sunset Heights, we are forced to open these two doors and Doom Blast these two soldiers. Sunset Heights challenges provide little for our challenge, but Kingdom Valley is where the trouble is. Act 2's challenges provide no additions, but Act 1's Crush with Surf Spin surprisingly requires the Doom Surf ability, you know? This challenge requires two activations, one at the start to actually spawn the Manta, and one around halfway through when we hit a spring. After both set of challenges and two more Doom Blasts to reach the gate, we can reach our next boss, Metal Overlord.
Hit it, Crush 40!
Metal Overlord is fought over water, so we must be careful with our activations. We start off with one addition immediately as we respawn on water. There's nothing we can do about that, like, don't use the ramps. While these can lead to big damage dealers, they have us drop Doom Surf, adding one use for the same amount that we can get done by spinning into debris. Once we get into Metal's second phase, he takes a slash at us, forcing us to drop Doom Surf. and land immediately back in water, which adds another use to our total. Yes, I'm counting this. Thankfully, we can deal the rest of the damage and end the robot copy, no super form required. After Metal Overlord, we unlock our next Doom power, Doom Morph. The same rules as Surf apply, activation does our toll. Unfortunately, not only do we have a forced tutorial, but also we need it to reach our next stage, Chaos Island. Act 1 has plenty of opportunities to use Doom Morph, but most can be avoided or boost past. The first problem area is this hallway exiting the temple. If we do not use Chaos Control and go above the crushing platforms, we will be forced to use Morph. These switches can thankfully be hit with lone spears, still allowing us to pass. After grinding on these rails and using the zipline, we'll be launched in the air near a corruption spot. Normally, your air boost would not be enough, but by spamming Chaos Spear immediately after said boost, our momentum is saved and we can reach the platform. Using this trick earns us the S rank. Act 2 is less kind to us, as the first corruption spot can't be avoided. After making it past that spot, we come across these speed boosters. If we use these dash panels, we'll be forced into Morph, jump past and continue on. But we could go on for a little bit, these morph paths cannot be avoided, adding another use to our counter. Thankfully, we can limit it to one use by taking the upper path. Throughout the stage, we can avoid most corruption by taking the highest path we can. Unfortunately, this part is the exception, as we're forced to use Morph to progress. After being launched, we can double jump over this Morph ball. After reaching this ramp, we can just barely reach the dash ring, skipping another Morph ball. After one final Morph requirement, we reach the end of Chaos Island Act 2 with an unfortunate D rank. After that stage, we are required to visit the next boss portal. Using the height we get from the area, we can land on this ledge, allowing us to skip a required Morph. Instead of 4, it's now 3. It's not much, but it's worth. After activating the challenge gates, we can warp to Chaos Island, negating the use of Morph to escape. When looking at these 4 challenges, only 2 are noteworthy. Act 1 Challenge 1 and Act 2 Challenge 2. Act 1's crossover with Doom Morph is littered with Morph orbs. Surprisingly though, this stage can be beaten without Morph, as there are pulleys and springs surrounding the corruption. Act 2's Destroy the Cyclones, however, has this corruption wall, blocking our path and adding another use to our counter. The other 2 challenges are simple, not adding any uses. With all 4 keys in hand, we head back into the tunnels. After the 3 schlorps, we can finally face the Scourge of the Timeline.
My name is Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis is apparently the source of corruption, so our battle will involve many uses of Doom Morph. After trying to kill you with the attack that killed Sonic, Memphis will spawn a Morph Orb, allowing us to hit him
For the ultimate game of Shadow Tag!
Immediately after, we need to rush him with Doom Blast, adding another use in the first minute of the fight, Joy. Instead of going directly for Shadow, Memphis sends his not clones to attack, while we Chaos Spear them for a Morph Orb. After 2 rounds of this, adding 4 more, we can finally send him into his next phase. Memphis sends multiple pillars crashing down, one of which is covered in corruption. After climbing the pillar, we can kill his actual clones and send us both back down. Hey, Editing King of Shovels here. So apparently I completely forgot to mention the phase where Mephiles grows giant, and you need to use Doom Morph once to beat him, so cool, back to the script. As he goes for one last attack, we can Chaos Control and finish off the Partial Lizard once and for all. After teleporting back to Chaos Island, we unlock our final Doom power, Doom Wing. We are forced into another tutorial and then forced to use it to access our next stage. Not only are we forced to use Wing here, but we're forced to use Morph on this wall, Blast against this soldier, and Wing to finally reach the Black Moon. After all that, we're finally done with the hub, and all that's left is Radical Highway. After running up this building, we are forced to activate Doom Wing, but what if I told you that was not the case? Once you get the wings, you can turn them on for past levels, with their separate score counters and time requirements. Something I realized on my first attempt, which, because my capture card was acting fucky, it didn't record, you're watching a second one, you can turn the wings off for your first run of Radical Highway. Without the forced wings, we can continue on like this never happened. Without the wings, Act 1 proves to be no challenge, giving us another S rank. Unlike previous Act 2s, Radical Highway remains a 3D level. After reaching the Black Pool, we are expected to use Doom Blast. However, Once the bull is defeated, a pulley appears, allowing us to continue the level. Using the height from these rainbow rings, we can skip the next black bull, saving us both the time and the effort to kill it. When reaching this auto section, be sure to jump at the bottom. I don't know why, just do it, the script says. After some easy platforming, we reach the end of Radical Highway Act 2 with an S rank. All that's left is the leader of the Black Arms, Black Doom.
The time has come, Shadow.
Agreed. Time to sever this bond between us forever.
After transforming into Devil Doom, we are sent into a water canal. Unlike Metal Overlord, using the ramps for big damage is better than staying on the surface. After our second hit, and our 4 surf uses, we are sent to the Morph section of the fight. Despite slowing us down, we can still build enough speed by boosting to reach the next platform without Morph. After the spring launches us to the higher platform, we can boost and hit this other spring to be launched at Devil Doom. Thanks to the many springs surrounding this area, we can clear the Morph section without ever using Morph. Boost to a spring or platform, and eventually we'll reach the next phase of Devil Doom, Neo Devil Doom. Neo Devil Doom's phase consists of one final wing flight, adding our final use to the counter, and one killer song to the soundtrack.
To end this!
I crafted everything up till now, and yet you deny me! Shadow,
After destroying Devil Doom, we reach the end of Shadow Generations. Our final use count is 51, 24 in the white space, and 27 in the actual levels. While there are 51 uses, please remember this: I'm an idiot. Any one of these could have been shaved off due to a trick I don't know about. This was just my personal best. If you know any way to skip these uses, let me know in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe button, you know how to press them. If you want to see the full footage of this run, it will be uploaded in an unlisted folder. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.